So we have a Christmas event, which I intended to get started on a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to be trying to deliver, I believe, 15? Personal goal, 15 gifts cargoes. We get an achievement, of course. A neon-themed paint job, which looks pretty cool. Maybe we should put the synthwave soundtrack on. We might do that later. Especially if it crosses over to another day anyway. We have extra things. That's from the Halloween thing. Game change, of course. Snow Dream background. That's the one that's on at the moment. Awesome. So we're going to be in Prague again, in that case. And let's get started on looking for jobs. And the only thing we care about is gifts. That's a good start. And there's still some which haven't had full progress achieved. I'm amazed. There's like 2 weeks left. No, 3 weeks left. So there's still some time. But often these sorts of objectives get knocked out of the park so quickly. So let's do that one. That works for me. We're going to try and rip through things with short deliveries as much as possible. Because I want to get as many of these done as I can. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played, so let's hope all my controls are still all set up properly. Almost. I was messing about with different ways of doing gears, wasn't I, at some point? But it's still in full auto. That's good, because we don't really want to try messing around with things. And once again, the truck engine sounds way too loud. So we might have to tweak that again. Oh hey, it gave way to me. Yeah, that's way too noisy. I wonder if it's just the game volume itself is not... Or maybe it's reset or something with some updates. Would surprise me. Could be the game volume actually in Windows. Well, let's pick up the trailer. That's not the right one. And let's check our sound. Let's just drop the master volume right down. And... I mean, everything else, interior sounds volume. There we go, we need to drop that. Cool. And we'll hope that that makes a difference. And hopefully it actually saves. I've never actually checked that it does save. Yes. Good. Let's try that again. That's a bit better. Hey, MindGG. Welcome, welcome. Merry Christmas to you as well. Hope you have a good one. Hope you and your family are well. I was tempted to do just some speedrunning, but we have this community event to knock out of the park. I've got to do 15 deliveries, and I've only got 3 weeks to do it in. But I will be back working for 2 of those, so trying to make sure that I do get them done. I was intending to have them done by now, and Texas as well, so we're running a bit behind. But we've got some time. And we're gonna run lights. These gifts aren't gonna deliver themselves. This is like if Santa was using the local post service and everything was running late, as they habitually do for, I believe, everyone. You know, when you order something and it arrives a week later than it should have. Yeah, this is if Santa did that. We're trying to get some same-day delivery presents delivered. I mean, there's still 2.5 hours of Christmas Day for me here, so over the other side of the world, plenty of time. I do like there's some lights on the trailer this time around. Hey, very nice. That's cool. I like the trailer design. They're getting more and more adventurous with what they do with them, which I like. The Halloween one was pretty cool too. So this delivery is just quickly down the road. I don't believe there is a minimum distance requirement for these. I should check on that again as well, but this should definitely qualify regardless. Don't worry, Russ, we couldn't start a new run for the last 3 months, so yeah, it's been a while for me as well. Just gotta have the ability to dedicate that time for the grind, you know. But that's fine. It'll always be there for when you're ready for it. Game's not going anywhere. Now that we have Texas, I'm wanting to do an American coast to coast, because we can now. But I'm not sure what the best choice would be for that. But also that would be long, and it's hard enough to find time for any of them. Imagine actually slowing down on the hill. These must be heavy gifts. $23 tons. Yeah, that's a lot of gifts. Packing efficiency. That's what it is. Got those elves playing Tetris. I probably should have slept to make it so that we're actually driving through the day, but then at the same time, then we couldn't appreciate the lights. So, you know what? It works out. Not sure if I do actually want this lane to go around things or not, but can't hurt. See, more of the just normal trailers need to be lit up like this without you actually having to buy a custom trailer. And even if you do buy a custom trailer, I'm not actually sure what options you get for lights. I've not really messed around with the custom trailers much because it feels like a bit too much effort than it's worth. I feel I prefer that the trailer just gets provided. Otherwise, as I understand it, you pretty much have to haul around a trailer and then you have to look for goods that fit that trailer, which seems very restrictive. I have a hard enough time finding jobs that go where I want to go as it is without locking myself down that much. Okay, let's go inside for this bit. Third person is rubbish for trying to get around tricky traffic. So the reason we're doing this stream now is for the end of the month, the Thankmas Tiltify charity is still running. Still accepting donations for those so inclined. So we have a donate link that you can find in the stream title. Well, the command to get the link is in the title. And that's raising money for World Central Kitchen. We did an Icarus stream earlier in the month, where I just kind of bumbled around. And in this one, we're also just kind of bumbling around. I don't really don't really know what I'm doing with this sort of thing at the best of times. But hey, we make an effort. It is there, at least. I mean, they smashed their goal, but it's the sort of thing that every little bit helps. I already made a donation as part of the general event, but I'll probably make another one into my own thing as well, because it feels like the right thing to do. And it's every $3, I believe, provides a single meal as part of their initiatives to provide relief in times of crisis. Been having a bit of a rough time this year myself, and this end of the year is no different. I am at home by myself tonight because my wife is with our daughter in hospital once again. But I have a lot of food in the fridge. I have a lot of leftovers. We ate well today. Not everyone can do that. Especially when a disaster strikes. I imagine that at the moment, over in the States, where there's a hell of a weather issue going on, they'll probably need it. A lot of what was raised is probably going to get burnt through over the next few days. It's the sort of thing that there's always a call for more. Where's our... Oh, I parked right next to where I needed to be, near the manhole cover. I also plugged my controller in, and now I can't reach the gear properly. Now that is first world problems. One delivery, almost finished. Yep, wrong park. Next one over. I'd also strongly suggest, if people are into that sort of thing, to check out the Thankmas stream in its entirety on YouTube, where Sean McLaughlin, aka Jacksepticeye, was doing a big long charity drive, and had special guests such as Markiplier and others, including Jack Black, who he played Giant Jenga with, and it was hilarious. Would recommend. Just not right now. After the stream, you know. Come on, let's back this in. I think I'm backing it in two... Oh, there we go. Whew. Got it. Now, if I unplug my controller, I didn't want to do it while I was driving, and plug it in the other side, because I don't need to reverse as often as I do. There we go. 1 out of 15. Perfection. Next. Let's see where we can go. Once again, sort by gifts. Looks like Vienna is the closest. 146 kilometers. Right, let's just double check that there was no distance requirement. I believe it's just any delivery. Yes. Perfect. Vienna it is, if it's still there. Gifts. It is not still there. And Hanover is next. Okay, let's refresh. Let's refresh again. I do not want to do a delivery that long yet. There we go, Vienna. Good. Lock it in before it goes away again. Oh boy. We'll probably do a big one at some point. Maybe even to finish off the stream. Assuming we manage to actually get everything done tonight. But to get started, I want to do as many short deliveries as I can. Because each of these, like 2 and a bit hours, each hour in-game is 3 minutes in real time. So it's like less than 10 minutes to do a job like this. And away we go. And day breaking, so we managed to get a little bit more. We're not going to be able to appreciate the lights on the trailer as much now as the sun comes up, but we can appreciate the rest of the view, which is nice. Especially since we're going to be going into Austria, which has been redone. Should we already in Austria? I can't remember where we just came from. My mind is vacant today. But no. Is that Austria? Oh, that's a truck. There you go. Just a little love tap makes them stop. A bus. Close enough. So we might encounter a lot of roads that we've... Technically it says that we haven't discovered, that I have actually been down, but they've rejigged a lot of the country. And I don't think I've been back since. Maybe just passing through occasionally. But it'd be nice to see everything they've changed. Like up here, for example. The fact that the road leading up to it was discovered means that I have definitely come this way before. But not in its current state. More recently, I've been playing more American Truck Simulator because Texas came out as a DLC. Oh, it's not requiring that I stop, so... If you want to see the great state of Texas, there is a playlist that has begun on YouTube for that. Haven't finished it yet. I've still got to do another session on that. But I want to get to this out of the way first. Hey, mine. Well, thank you for the donation. Don't read and drive. Ah, yes. So we'll be able to pass New Year's Eve together. Yeah, that's the goal. We're hoping she'll be home by New Year's. Never can tell. But, yeah. Last year, she had her birthday in hospital. We had Christmas at home, and then it was New Year's in hospital again. This year, she had her birthday at home. Christmas in hospital, so let's have New Year's at home. Seems she's trying to collect the whole set. Which is not ideal for us. But things take as long as they take. So, we shall see. Cruise control, give my finger a break. Thank you very much for the contribution. That's 3 and a bit meals provided for those in need. You almost rear-ended that poor fella. This is definitely very different. It's much more built up than it was previously presented. We're actually seeing a lot more of the city. And it's a lot more spread out. Previously everything was just in one little location, one central area. Now it's a bit more dispersed. We have a freight area to the south, it seems, that we're heading to. Which I do like. It's more and more different from the old games, where everything was very, very similar. You just went on motorways. The differences were all in the areas between the cities. And then once you got to the city, you had maybe a different skyline, but all the depots were just in like a 2x2 block grid. Whereas now they're making it much more different. You really feel like you're going to different places, not just driving through different places. Sucks for speedrunning, but it's great for casual gameplay. And I do love this game for its casual play, first and foremost. Got quite a loop-de-loop to go around here, my word. I guess it's a southern suburb of the main city. Nice detail. I could probably have just gone straight down, to be honest, and just gone the other direction. I'm not quite sure why it's leading me this way instead. Don't know. We may find out. Maybe it prefers to offer left-hand turns. Would be a much better angle for getting into the driveway, but still. Ah, maybe there is no back entrance. Looks like it goes through though. I guess officially this is the entrance and that's the exit, so, you know, fair do. This looks interesting. Strange that it's only a 40 XP reward, because this seems like the sort of thing that should be more. But I guess not. It looked more complicated on the map than it actually is in reality. It's not one of the ones where they have you go down a ramp as well. You know, you're not parking on an angle. On an incline, that is. We're clearly on an angle. Even if it's 90 degrees, it's technically an angle. Also, I think we don't have the right angle for this. Yeah, I completely ignored that there was a line. Oh well. Apparently, it's close enough. Brilliant. And we've not had too many incidents in terms of traffic yet. In before we crash horribly on the next one. Gifts. Back to Graz? I mean... I'd rather not. Oops, gifts. Dresden is a bit further though, so I mean, if we have to, then... Actually, that one there, the circle from the next stop would probably get me Bratislava as well. Oh, I was thinking of Brno, not Graz. We haven't been to Graz yet, that's perfect. Don't know what my problem is. Not paying attention. And I got my flags mixed up. Tonight's going to be interesting. Sorry, what? Why not find other cities? Well, you're not giving me them, so... tough? I mean, it looks like I want to make my way down towards Italy. I imagine that fewer people will have the DLCs, because a lot of the time people will pick the game up with just the base game. And maybe some early DLCs, but the likes of Italy, I don't know how heavily that gets discounted these days. So fewer people may have the later DLCs. So those are often a bit light on the number of presents that are being delivered. I'm fairly sure it doesn't matter in terms of the number of hits on the community goal. I'd be surprised if that's not already met. But hey, we'll do our bit for the other cities. "75% have been in the game long enough." Yeah, that's true. Italy has been out for quite a long time, hasn't it? The thing with the Italy DLC is that the best parts are the islands, not the main part of it. So maybe it's just less attractive a DLC to some people. So 2 hours and 6, we have 4 before we have to sleep. That is perfect. Means we will take a rest afterwards. Orion, the radio mix by Neutron. Interesting. I just realized that my music display is going to be messed up from me changing the volume early. Let's just do this and then go, no, not that one, and then click, and then not quite quick enough. There we go. But that should hopefully fix the display. Italy's what, 3rd DLC? No, 4th? I think France came earlier. I think it was Going East, Scandinavia, then Vive la France, and then Italia? I'm not sure on those two. Yeah, because I think I had France installed already when I was doing my 100% Pathfinder achievement drive. And then I installed Italy and the Baltics, and that like doubled the amount of map area. So I was very glad that I had, and I shouldn't have installed the French one first either. But that's the order in which I purchased them. Whether or not that's the order of their release, I do not know. I may have purchased them out of order. It's been some time, so I can't remember. Well, it's daytime now. Oops, wrong one. So now we can't see the lights so well, but we can at least see the scenery. So let's have it in the scenic mode. Especially while we're on a nice, easy road like this. I suspect we might still have our fuel consumption not unrealistic. But that's fine. These are definitely very different when it comes to these services. Much more colourful. I think they've tried to represent some of the local outlets a lot more. It is a nice touch. Really do feel that they need to change the Pathfinder achievements that's on Steam to be discover all original cities or something instead of 100% of the map, because they keep changing the map. So I feel very bad for someone who doesn't have that achievement and wants it now. Interesting that they've got those way stations, but they don't appear to be demanding that you use them. It's not like an American Truck Simulator where it comes up beeping at you if you have to go into them or not. It's more of an honor system in some ways, it seems. Maybe not fully implemented yet. Oh, perfect timing on the lights. Disable the DLC for the achievement? Yeah, that's basically what you have to do. But if you've purchased garages and stuff in those places, then you can't. It'll complain at you. Like, the save will become invalid because it requires the DLC. Which is what I'd done. By the time I started chasing after it, I'd already been to places and purchased garages in those cities. And I believe at that point, yeah, it can't undo those. But yes, you can create a... It's a case of how much effort you've already sunk into the game, because you'd have to start over if you were doing that. Or find a very earlier save if you've been keeping regular saves. I used to keep a new save pretty much after every week of in-game time. And then I stopped doing that. Because I kept playing the game for long enough that I really didn't feel that it mattered. I am in the wrong lane. Never mind. Mr. Tram, you're in the way. Oh, he's turning. Okay. Well, I'm going to hog the lane behind you then. Yeah, not very nice to compatibility. I mean, it would be very difficult to do so, because all the save data contains all of your garages that you own and everything, so yeah, it gets very messy. It would certainly be like if you had a garage, you uninstalled a DLC, it would have to remove the garage. If you reinstalled it, then you still wouldn't have that garage. It couldn't reinstate it because it would have no log of it not existing. It's kind of weird. How do you adjust the shiftment if it overturned? With difficulty. You can go F7 and services and adjustments. You can hit the button there and then go tow to services. If you're doing an external contract, it will cancel your job. There is no two ways around that. But that's what you have to do. That's the only way out of a situation where you've overturned. You just have to cancel the job and learn for next one. You got to be careful with your cornering. If you're doing a freight market job and you call for services, then you will retain it. It will just have the trailer with you at the services. But for one of these gift deliveries, because it is an external contract, if I crash and roll, I lose the delivery if I have to go to the services. It's a bit of a shame. I'm not entirely sure on the reason for it. Because otherwise the external contracts are really good if you're just starting the game, because they don't have an in-game time limit. Yeah, overturn being flipped over, presumably, yeah. So yeah, calling for the services will fix it. But yeah, in the case of an external contract, it will cancel it. I don't believe you get the, like, 10,000 penalty that you would normally get for abandoning a job, per se. But it will cancel the contract. You won't get any credit for it. And yeah, that's rough. Never fun to overturn. Always remember to brake before you enter the corner. Because if you brake while you're in a corner, you'll just kind of skid, and if you turn too quickly, you can flip. 3 out of 15. We are ripping through these. Hopefully we can continue with this sort of pace. See, anytime there isn't a gifts delivery on the front page, I get a little bit sad. That's apparently Grat still. That's a long way away. But that's a long way away. So 218Ks, but that's a long way to get there. I'm closer to the destination than I am the source. That's kind of amusing. But I don't really want to backtrack. If anything... Okay, I don't want to do that either. If anything, I wanted to move this way further. Another option is I could drive normally to the street wood so I can speed faster. It's fine. Oh, yeah. Keep just staring at that message like it's going to go away. I do actually have to confirm. The road looked pretty twisty, so I doubt I'd be doing too much more than 90 anyway. I don't know. I can tell I'm immediately going to regret it, but otherwise I'd get there and find that the delivery wasn't available anymore, and then I'd be even more sad. So, it's fine. We'll just appreciate the scenery. This is way out of town. And once again we hit the case where I really feel that there should be another smaller road that connects the two, but I'm guessing there's a big hill on the way, so probably not. We are going through a tunnel after all, but it's just over there. I wish I could just go off-road. It's right there. It's like 5 minutes drive just to get there, and then we're backtracking this whole way. Oh well. I guess at least it gives us an excuse that we're exploring both sides of the road, because otherwise we'd only be doing this one. Yeah, silver linings on the corners of our trailer. It also means that I can check my phone. Back in its cradle. Toll booth. Interesting you can go on the wrong side of the road there. Could be handy. Ow. Okay, seems this one's a bit skinny. Oh, was this one that's shut? There's a car behind me though. Well, I'm pushing the car away. I guess we go this way. I didn't notice the red light. This is the one we drive straight through anyway, so I don't know. Never know which way to go with those ones. Yeah, it's pretty skinny, that one. Should have known better, just gone off to the farthest side. It's usually the best way to go anyway. But then there's somewhere it isn't. I can't remember where it is. It's like up, it's like Scandinavia DLC or something, and you kind of swap between at a certain point, and it's actually the leftmost ones that are best, or maybe it's Italy, I can't remember. I know there's one, I kept getting fooled by it, where you had to go left instead of right. It was opposite to what I was expecting. This is the hell of an intersection. I would get so confused if I was going through here. Could we just be thankful for a moment for GPS? Yeah, I forgot that I was meant to sleep. But what we can do... Oh, I took the wrong lane, did I? Yeah, I just did a circle. See, there is GPS, but either I didn't pay attention to it or it got confused. I'm not sure which. Let's see what it says this time. So it should say, like, keep right or something. But I think it doesn't know. Yeah, it didn't tell me anything. Normally it would say keep left or go right. Actually, do I even have the voice enabled? Maybe I just don't even have the voice enabled. I've been so busy talking to myself that I haven't noticed whether or not he's been screaming at me. It's times like this that I definitely need the GPS to tell me what to do. I was thinking of going to that gas station to try and sleep, but I'm not sure if there is even a rest area there, and it's off the main road, so that's doubly annoying. But I think we have no option but to go and find out. "35 minutes. It's not enough to get back to town. Barely be enough to get in there and pick up the load, I think. Because none of this is in a time dilation zone. All of this is out in the open. It'll probably clock in once we actually get into the depot. crunch. Still going, okay. So this is the actual entrance, apparently. Where's my trailer? Are you my trailer? I think you're meant to be. There we go. So, one, I want to zoom in. There is a rest stop at that service station. Whew. That is a relief. And I want to make sure... There we go. Speed warning. God, that would be... That would be tedious.
Time to hit the road.
There we go. There's our girl to yell at us when we do something wrong. That's what we need. So his volume is turned down awfully low, but I can still just make it out. Means you guys will be spared him getting annoyed.
Exit now.
I really don't need my driver yawning. It's just setting me off. I don't need that right now. Be about a 10-minute delivery. I have a unfortunate idea that the delivery length is just going to start racking up over time.
Keep right.
We've done some easy
Then
ones,
right.
but we've run out of options. We really need to get down into Italy.
Exit right.
Hey, Trackio8, welcome over.
Turn right.
Welcome along to a relatively chill, but also law-breaking gift delivery stream.
When possible, make a U-turn.
Don't actually need gas, but I mean, I'm here, so I may as well. Yeah, I know I'm getting tired. Truckers MP servers? No, definitely not. I have tried Truckers MP once, and I didn't very much like it, because you have to put up with other people. And I don't like putting up with other people in games. Certainly not when I'm just trying to have a chill time. Also, there's no traffic, and that's a bit boring. It's funny. That depends on your definition. It can be, I suppose. Why are you not, There you go. Don't know what gear you thought you were in. Oh, did I accidentally press the thing for... I had an option for going into sequential gear, I think, and I think I might have accidentally pressed that. Let's check our settings real quick. Go out of the Calais? Ah, no. I was in Eastern Europe when I was playing Truckers MP, and that was bad enough. I certainly didn't go anywhere. Joy B. Oh, that used to be my parking brake, and now I don't have my parking brake. Parking brake's now just space. Okay, so that's where I went wrong, because I thought I was engaging my parking brake, but I just messed up the gears. There we go. Yeah, the last thing I want is to have to put up with other people messing up the works, because there's far too many people trying to get on and off ferries. That's too much like real life. I know it's meant to be a simulator and everything, but computer games are also for escapism. Won't find your controller anymore? See, don't look at chat and drive. Yeah, if your controller isn't being detected, first thing to try would be make sure that it was actually turned on before you started the game. Sometimes it gets confused, I've noticed. Like, if I forget to turn my, like if you've got a wireless controller, for example, or it hasn't been plugged in, if I launch into the game and then plug it in to initialize the controller, it won't actually detect it. So then quitting out, making sure the controller's connected, coming back in, usually works better. You might also just have to use the detect device or whatever option, I believe. Use the input controller wizard again. Might also be a Steam issue.
Then turn left.
Might be some sort of conflict.
Turn left.
But otherwise, yeah, sounds like a hardware issue. Hard to help with that. Truck Simulator, the game couldn't handle MP. Yeah, that's right. It was a workaround. It was a workaround for the fact that there was no ability to do it, and doing dedicated servers was very difficult. So you were just kind of forced to just drive it with your friends, but amongst everyone else, and that was tedious. Now that you've got the convoy system, you don't have to worry about it.
Then exit right.
And I mean, what that means is that
Exit right.
what people were playing it to genuinely enjoy the game are probably fewer, because they're now just doing convoys. And what's left is the people on Truckers MP who were just dicking around and griefing. So, not everyone, of course, I'm sure, but the balance will have shifted, I imagine. And yeah, I imagine I didn't enjoy it the first time, but I enjoyed it even less this time, I suspect. So maybe I can go that far left lane as well, but I knew that this one would work, so I just did this one. Oh, what are you doing? You're doing my trick. That's what you're doing. Tough. The other aspect of it is that, like, I went on to Truckers MP because a friend of online was also playing the game. So we were coordinating through Discord and doing a stream together and, you know, pacing each other. But at the end of the day, it's not that good as a multiplayer experience, because you're not working together in any way, and you're also not competing. And generally those are the two reasons that you play with friends. You're either competing or you're cooperating. Playing the same game in the same place adjacently is a strange thing. It's not unusual, but it isn't the usual attraction of playing multiplayer games. Like, there is no real difference in that scenario to you both playing the game completely independently, just but being on a call together and comparing your experiences. And in fact, that would be more interesting, because then you have, well, in terms of the Truckers MP example, there was no traffic, whereas dealing with traffic is one of the things to really relate to in this game. And if you're both having to deal with annoying drivers and relating that to each other and commiserating, then, you know, that's part of the experience. Convoys, I believe, do have traffic. I think they do sync it up. So, yeah, now that there is the convoy system, I think that's what it's called. Keep using that word, and I think I'm using it correctly. yeah, that definitely is a better way of playing
and then exit
together.
right.
But at the same time, again, you've got to kind of consider, is it really adding anything to the experience? I mean, I've been playing Valheim recently with some friends, and we're on a dedicated server, and we coordinate and cooperate on. So far we've been trying to coordinate boss kills to kind of move the server progression forward, and otherwise we'll sometimes come across each other. Me and one other have been collaborating on invading the swamp areas because they're annoying to do alone. So there's kind of the occasional collaboration bit. And there's always the option of working together. There's a couple who are working together, as you'd expect. You can share resources and things like that. Viewpoint. I'd forgotten that added viewpoints.
Rerouting.
Well, we've got to try this then. Unfortunately, it's dark. And unfortunately, we also overshot it. I need to check the braking settings again. I usually have them at max, and I guess these are heavy trailers though. Stop the engine. Parking brake. Okay, so where are we? Levant Viaduct. Very nice. Hopefully it's well lit. It's annoying they have you turn the engine off because I would have liked to see the lights on the trailer. But never mind. But yes, in a game like Valheim or other survival games like Icarus, anything like that, you're sharing resources. You can work together to accomplish goals. In a game like this, you're not really doing that. You can pretend to do that, you can roleplay doing so, you can take similar deliveries from one place to another and pretend that you are both working together to, you know, like in this for example, you're both delivering gifts perhaps. But there's no actual happening of that in game. You can't, so far as I'm aware, you can't share resources. Like, you know, you can't buy a friend of yours a better truck. You couldn't pay for someone's refilling if they needed it, anything like that. It's not like SnowRunner, where you could tow someone out of a bog or something. Like SnowRunner, that would make sense as a multiplayer cooperative game. Because, yeah, you can work together to do objectives. You can pull each other out of tricky spots. This, not so much. That was an interesting viewpoint. I feel we didn't really appreciate it entirely due to the time of day, unfortunately, but such is life. We could probably actually go into the gallery now and watch it again, and then it will probably just play it as daytime, because that appears to be how that works. Maybe after we finish the delivery, we can watch it again and see it in daytime. Because from what I think I tried out the other time, last month in American Truck Simulator, going through the gallery, is the viewpoint appeared to play basically at midday with clear weather. It just assumes we're going to give you the best example of this viewpoint, with time still as well, I think, which is a shame because there was waves that were meant to be moving, but you know. And then it's a case of if you want to encounter it at any other time of day or weather condition, you've got to go visit it yourself and get lucky. It would be nice if it acted like the photo studio where you could choose your conditions before hitting play, essentially. What's going on here then?
Turn left.
Oh, okay, it's right. Sorry, but I did not realize that that was what was going on here. I assumed it was going to be a roundabout or just a turn off. I didn't realize it was an intersection. A little bit of truck damage. But no trailer damage. Well, trailer, but no delivery damage, and that's the important part. Should probably disable cruise control now, eh?
Second exit. Exit now. Go straight.
Go straight. Turns to the right. This was always a really awkward city to visit at the best of times.
Turn right. Here we are. Kind of on time.
Alright. 90 XP for this one. Is it particularly difficult for some reason? No. It's just a classic reverse and back in job, it seems. I mean, it's next to a trailer, I guess, but... I didn't notice anything particularly difficult about this. Fairly sure that diagonal one that I did... Okay, so that trailer overhangs just very slightly, and I guess that's why they consider it to be much more difficult. Whatever. I don't even have the right line. Okay, I do have the right line for it. Never mind, don't mind me. Clearly I know nothing. I was over the line, but have they been getting more forgiving on that? 4 out of 15. Very good. Let's check out the photo studio and the gallery and the viewpoints. And here we go, Levant Viaduct. Very nice. So there's lots. Not as many in the Scandinavian DLC as I would like. That's a shame. They do seem to take time to go back and backfill things. Like there's none in Germany, for example. Or any of those places. So yeah, it takes them a while to go back and backfill older areas. Either way, let's just replay that one again. Yeah, it'd be nice if it first let you like choose the sliders for date and time, and not date, time of day and weather, like you do when you're taking a photo. But it is nice. Yeah, now we can experience it in a little bit more of its glory without it being dark. Very nice. And of course now we don't have our truck sitting in the lay-by there. I like that you can replay them. I love having this collection here. And we also have these photo trophies that you can go. Oh, there's a few of those. There's a lot more of those. They don't have the viewpoints yet, but they do have a lot more of the photo collections at least. What was there in the UK? London and King's College. Okay, interesting. There should be more, but it's a good start. Oh, Schombrun, of course. Nice. I like it. Yeah, I really appreciate this. I don't think I've been anywhere. Oh, this is a favorite of mine. Yes. Yes, very nice.